The San Francisco 49ers lose to the Buffalo Bills, and it's just bad. We'll go through everything real quick. So let's just go through everything. Losing the Bills was expected. It truly is, but it just seems like even in the expectations, things that happen throughout the year, you just don't see coming. And I don't want to bring this up as an excuse or a reason why the 49ers are losing because it's just such bad taste, but I'm just talking about all the bad shit that's happened. So let's go through it. From the Super Bowl, I mean, literally from the Super Bowl all the way up until this Bills game, it's just constant bad news. Every fucking week, something bad happens. There has been nothing good about this season. I cannot tell you how bad this season has been. It is the worst season I have ever been a part of as a 49ers fan. And there is not one good thing that's happened for the 49ers this season. I guess, I take that back. There's probably one good thing you could probably argue, which is the rookies. The rookies look like studs. They look like future stars. I'm super glad with those rookies. But the rest outside of that, man, it's just been a cataclysm of just constant bullshit after another one after another. It's just a constant game changer. From Ward and Trent losing their family members, which is really sad. Rest in peace to those guys. And I'm not saying like they need to be back. What the fuck? I'm saying that's just such a crazy thing. Pearsall gets shot. That's insane. He's out for multiple weeks. Christian McCaffrey has a man curse. That's crazy. Nick Bosa gets hurt. Deommodore Lenoir. I can't remember the 49ers being fully healthy, being fully loaded for this season. Not at any point, not in the offseason, not during training camp, not during preseason, not at any point throughout the season. It's just been a constant unraveling where, honestly, if whatever we get from this season is just a blessing, okay? To anyone who's thinking like Kyle Shanahan should be fired for this season is fucking ridiculous. The reason why I say that is because no head coach with everything that's happened can do anything with this team. Not even Andy Reid. Sean McVay couldn't do anything with this team. It is from players holding out to them being injured to other players being injured to just bad news here and there, just like crazy coincidences. There is nothing a head coach could do with this team. And if there's ever a win with this team, it is a blessing because there's no fucking way you can look at everything that's happened in this season and think to yourself, okay, well, we should have done this and we should have done that. Like, no, it's just a constant nightmare. This is a nightmare of a season. I have never been part of a season like this. I've been around with Chip Kelly. I've been around with Jim Tomsula. I've been around when Mike Singletary had to step in to be the coach. I've seen it all, dude. I've seen it all. I've seen 49ers 2020 season. I have never, ever, 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 ever seen or been a part of a team that's been through what the 49ers have been through. Like, we need to, after resting on it, sleeping on it, and thinking about it, this season's a wash. Anything that you want to hold someone against in this season outside of Deebo Samuel, because Deebo Samuel is like the one person who's been relatively healthy throughout the year and has like literally no fucking excuse. Outside of Deebo Samuel, everyone else pretty much has an excuse. This season's a wash. And I think that everyone who thinks this guy should get fired, this guy gets fired, it's like, no, dude, this is a season from hell. It is a constant, and I mean constant, bullshit. The weeks where we win, something bad happens. We beat the Patriots, Fred Warner fractures his ankle. There is nothing good that has ever come out of the season. The only thing that's ever come good out of the season now that I think about it is the Jets game. We beat Aaron Rodgers. Fuck that guy. That's like the one good thing I can hang my hat on. And the rookies, of course. Outside of that, this season is something that 49ers fans are going to have to put behind them and not chalk it up to, oh, this person's fault, oh, this guy needs to be fired, oh, this guy needs to be – like, no. This entire season has been nothing but just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, unlucky after unlucky after unlucky. It's just been this cataclysm effect. And I think that I even feel justified as a 49ers fan to actually call it a wash. And that anybody who wants to say, oh, the 49ers suck and they were always going to suck, that's not true. And I can comfortably lay my head on my pillow and believe that and know it. This season is just something we have never seen before. I have never been a part of something like this. And It's just crazy. If we make the playoffs, that's a fucking blessing in itself. That is a credit to Kyle Shanahan if we make the playoffs. All right. The fact that we even got 5 wins with this fucking team is insane. It is insane. And I've never seen anything like it. That's all I can keep saying. What I think of this season as a whole after sleeping on it and just being like, this is a wash. This is something that I don't think someone could put into a like, oh, well, this happened in 2024, so you can hold this against this person. It's like, no, this was just the most craziest, like unluckiest team I've ever fucking seen. It's the most unluckiest thing I've ever seen in my life. There are things that happen that don't actually happen to normal fucking teams. Like you think that like, okay, some things happening before the offseason and then there's going to be some time. Like, no, every single week there has been something, and I mean something, that holds the 49ers back from doing anything good. There's always something between the 49ers not helping themselves to literally things by chance happening to them. There was a trifecta of signs almost, and I brought this up a couple of lives ago, like maybe a couple months ago. The Super Bowl hangover, right? The Madden curse. And then there has to be a new curse that we need to set up, which is the 17-0 favorites. Before the season started, we were 17-0 favorites. There wasn't one game that we were not favored in. And yet this season happens. And then not to mention things that the league set themselves up for, such as, I can't tell you, I don't remember how many teams there were, but there's multiple teams, like 4 or 5 teams coming off a bye to face the 49ers. That is 2 weeks of preparation to another team who's had 6 to 7 days of preparation. That is insane. The Bills, they had 2 weeks of preparation, getting recovered, and got all their players back except for Keon Coleman. It's everything. There's not one thing throughout this entire year that has favored the 49ers. You cannot tell me one thing. Actually, again, I keep saying you can't tell me one thing. There's only one thing, and that is the rookies. The rookies have been the only bright spot this entire year where we could think to ourselves, okay, there's no fucking way in hell, and I truly believe that there's no way in any fucking world can this season repeat itself. That would be the most unlucky thing on the face of the earth. It's a season from hell, guys. It is a season I'm just imploring you guys. I'm asking you guys to just try to understand that this is something unprecedented. I'm not even kidding. This feels supernatural on some level of how unlucky this team is. I mean, Kyle Juszczyk hasn't fumbled since 2018. He gets to that fucking that touchdown almost inches away from it and fumbles. There's just so many things. And that was like a small minor thing I brought up. It's just one thing I think of sometimes, like, I've thought about a couple times already, where it's just like, I can't believe we fumbled on that goal line. That's crazy to me. Christian McCaffrey looking like his old self. He started to look like his old self there in that game. He was like, okay, maybe we got some Christian McCaffrey back. Okay, this is looking pretty good. And the moment that we started looking up, it started looking like, okay, we might be in this game. Christian McCaffrey injures his leg, PCL, and most likely he's out for the rest of the season. It is something unfathomable. So crazy, dude.